Hello and welcome again to another screencast edition of Autodesk Maya. Today we'll be working on part 3 of the character modeling. So part 2 we focused on mostly setting up the foundation and creating the head of the character. Now we won't get into detail just yet with this right here. We need to establish that foundation of creating the whole body. Now, as we already established the chin to the forehead, to the occipital bun, to the neck. You'll see the definitions set up correctly here. Now I may have to fix up some intricacies right here. There. Need to pull out certain areas of this, which I may need to fix. So let me get that. There we go. So I use all my vertices to create and set up the neckline. So within here, what I'm going to do this and here in this point. So I'm going to select my vertices on this point here and here to make that neckline. It doesn't look like he doesn't have a neck. So anyways, I digress. Again, I'm going to pretty much, before I can even create the neck, I have to make sure I define the neck just nicely separate it from the lower jaw to the neck area. Because if you can't define that nicely, then you're going to have a lot of issues with creating the face and putting in the details. So you need to define that as much as possible. So which I already have. You want to, since my character already has a very prominent jawline right here. There. So good enough. Anyways, so what we're going to do is start creating extrusions to make the neck and the body. So please go to right click and hold to get your set menu and set it to face mode. So I'm going to shift select. Let's see. I'm going to shift select these faces from the back. Make sure you're able to define it from here, from the chin. Let's see. So make sure you define it just enough before you begin to extrude. So once you have that, press Ctrl E to extrude. Flip the switch right here to reset its global origins. So global settings, so it'll have everything set up just like that. Now you may pull out like this. Scale inwards to fix the lining here. So I know he has a beefy neck, so that means I might have to fix out certain parts. So right here, I'm make a slight extrusion here and press the G key to make another, to make at least the trapezius and all those other muscles here. So right there, oops, let's see. So G, flip the switch right here. Hold this to make the trapezius and all that stuff. Muscle definition. Same thing here. You want to make that muscle definition there. One more time. Flip the switch. Widen this out to the ends right here. The bicep and tricep area. Make sure he has enough definition to this part, so at least he has a back. So there. Here's the first part. Now once you start extruding, you've already established and created some definition within your character. Now, if you look here, you have officially 264 polys created. So keep an eye on that at all times. So I'm going to keep on extruding to make the first part of the body. So here I squeeze this in so at least it could start making pectorals. This part. So G, flip the switch to reset the global origins. Squeeze this in to make pectorals here. Scale inwards on the X value to make the body like this. Again, he's not fat nor skinny, but he's a bulky character. So depending on your character, whether they are skinny or bulky, always take consideration of the curvature of their body. So whether female or male, they could be muscular and bulky, or they could be skinny, curvy, and lanky. So always take consideration of that. Keep on extruding on this part right here. Let's see. There we go. Start making a little bit of definition to the back. I know he's wearing a cape, but sometimes you may have to make a little bit of a guesstimation. So again, so I may have to make a little, since he's wearing clothes, I can make folds of the clothes right here and extrude again, same place, reset the point in origin, squeeze it in to make that fold like that. Same here to start with that. Okay, so once you have that, let's see, let's go to our perspective mode. Now it's starting to take a little bit shape. Yes, it's a little bit flat in this area, but we could easily fix that instantly with the sculpt geometry tool. So we go here, use the smooth tool or relax tool, relax the areas that is needed to be relaxed. May have to pull this here. There. So again, use the relax tool here for the neck. I know he has a beefy neck, but also you have to refine it to make sure it's not too rigid. So I have that. I may make a decision to add some more subdivision here if needed. Again, you must err to the side of caution and be aware of making sure that you don't add too many polys within the area. So make sure it's reasonable, economical, and easy, and it's functional. So here we go again. I'm going to ramp up a little bit of the opacity here. Use the smooth tool. There we go. Thanks. There we go. Size this, refine it here within the chin area. There we go. Now this is the first part. Now it doesn't look like much. It looks like a weird potato, but we could refine it a little bit more here to make sure there's no hard edges. So So go to Mesh Display and Soften Edges. This will look a little bit more plain and organic into this side. Now, let's go back to our quadorthogonal view. Now, again, with your character, depending what they're wearing. Now, I know he's wearing a utility belt within it, and I know he's wearing like a weird tunic to go with it. So, within my decision, I'm going to start off in making the belt line to start off there and proceed forward to at least create the crotch line within it. So before I even decide to, I'm going to go back to face mode here. There we go. Select my faces on the bottom. Control E to extrude. Flip the switch. This is going to be my belt line, which I'm going to probably pretty much, let's see. I'm going to be establishing that. Now, I may have to fix a few things here and there. I'm going to go to edge mode. Select my edges from here. Right click, edge loop utility to edge loop. Now it's going to select all the edges here. Well, some. So make sure you have to shift select them. Edge loop utility, holding the control button, and voila. Here. So we have that. There you go. Much better. Here you go. That leads me to here. There. And move this out like that. Now, may not be perfect, but hey, it's a start. We'll probably extrude the faces within the belt line to give that little bit of definition there. It's going to be a little bit tricky, but we can easily fix that onto the start, or just using the primary belt to help establish that. Now the next thing is to make the crotch line. Now, this is going to be a little bit tricky because that means you also have to possibly delete the faces. So what we're going to do, go to face mode, select our faces, and press backspace. Now it'll leave an open area. Now what we're going to do here, let's see, go back to vertices, move out the areas with the outermost part, and sort of scale them inwards to make, because we're going to use these sections to extrude, so we're going to use our edges. So Q right here and here. So we're going to be establishing the crotch line. So Control E to extrude, flip the switch, pull this out right here. And we're going to continue on. This concludes today's screencast tutorial of Autodesk Maya.